Hi, ladies. Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us again. Thank you, Malki. Welcome, Gitzi. A few years ago, we were making a Sefer Brachas, and it was actually quite grand. And a family member, I'm going to call her Debbie, reached out and said, Shavi, I want to ask you something. If you feel a little uncomfortable, I totally understand. I really want to take the family to Eretz Yisrael for Sukkot. Would it be okay if we put the entire expense, not just the hall, but anybody that's coming, any entertainment, anything that you're buying for the Sefer Brachas, can we put everything on my credit card? Because I really want to get points for our trip to Eretz Yisrael. And she said, and even if it ends up, there's any additional costs because of it versus cash, I'll cover it. It's worth it for me because it's going to be very substantial. So I said, I can't see that it should be a problem. Let me just, ask my siblings and I'll get back to you. So I got back to her. I'm like, Debbie, we're in the clear. Totally no problem. We'll just put everything on your card. And she was thrilled and we were happy to be able to do it for her. Sefer Brachos was beautiful. In our house, we have this rule, whoever is in charge of taking care of the event does not have to collect the money. So another sibling collected the money and she gave it to me in a manila envelope and I had it with me. I happened to have been on the avenue. I was on 13th Avenue in Borough Park and I was with two of my sisters. And who do we bump into? Debbie. I'm like, oh my gosh, Debbie, I'm so happy I'm meeting you. I actually have the cash with me. So I gave her the manila envelope, showed her some pictures of the Sefer Brachos, which was beautiful. And that was it. A couple of weeks later, I get a phone call and it's Debbie. And she says, hi, Shavi. So I got my credit card statement in the mail and I'm just checking in to see when you wanted to stop by. I said, stop by to pay. I did put everything on my card. And I'm like, the Sefer Brachos? So she says, yeah. I said, oh, I thought that we had that covered. She's like, what? No. I just got the bill now. So I was like, let me call you back. I hang up the phone, text my sisters, just checking in. Were you with me when we met Debbie? Did we end up giving her the manila envelope? They both said yes. So I was like, huh. Now, I had heard through the grapevine that Debbie's family was going through a financial crisis. So much so that they were even looking into selling their house. Her husband had just been laid off. She had a family to support. I heard that they were really going through, difficult time. And I knew that if I was to call to ask a Shaila, I did have two people who were with me who saw me hand over the money, probably would have been told that I don't have to. But I also knew that the most respectful way to be able to help someone out and give tzedakah is this. So at the time, I had a little side business at home. My father was actually, he was in the import-export business. So he had some factories in China and he was manufacturing wigs. One of the companies told him, that they work for a bigger company. They manufacture wigs for a big company. And my father, being a Baal Chesed, said, you know what, Shavi, how about we bring in the wigs and we do it as a chesed, just to cover the costs. So that's what we did. He brought in a trailer of wigs, all different sizes and colors. And we sold them, I think it was $500 a wig. We would be open all Sunday and people would just come to my house and they were able to take the wig home and show it to the sheitelmacher and wash it and etc. We sold a lot of wigs because people were thrilled. The quality was great. The price was great. We sold a lot of wigs. Because I was the one handling it, then my father would give me a small percentage of the wig sales. So we made the decision that we were going to give her the money without saying anything. I went downstairs to my basement and I have one of those drop ceilings. It's squares and you can push it up, right? So I go down, push up my square ceiling, which is pretty low, and I put my hand in to take my envelope with money and I don't see anything besides for dust. So I go to get a step ladder, climb up the step ladder, push it away and literally stick my head into the ceiling to see where my envelope is. And I'm looking around. There's no envelope there. Now, we're talking about thousands of dollars. It wasn't just my commission that was in that envelope. It was the money of the dozens and dozens and dozens of wigs that we'd sold that I was waiting to give my father that envelope of cash. So it was a very substantial amount. So I come down and I'm like, the envelope is missing. It is not there. And the first thought that popped into my head was my cleaning lady? This is in the basement. So I went to the laundry room in the basement, locked the door behind me. Her bag was there. Take a peek inside, and the envelope is in her bag.
Why?
She had taken the envelope that day. And it taught me such a lesson. We talk about opening the channels of Shefa and Bracha. And over we keep on saying these channels are not gifts. These channels need to be earned. We need to do something so extraordinary. And Hashem says, you do that for my children, and I will open for you something extraordinary. So sometimes when we go above and beyond, it can be challenging. And did I have a right to take her to Din Torah, have my sisters testify that yeah, I did. But when we do out of the ordinary, Hashem pays us back with out of the ordinary. Mida Yud, Titain Emes Yaakov, give truth to Yaakov. This attribute points to a virtue of Yisrael. Average Jews who do not know how to go beyond the precise letter of their obligations are called Yaakov because they conduct themselves only according to what is strictly true. HaKadosh Baruch Hu also has an attribute of truth on the side of justice and correctness. Towards those who act in this world with correctness, HaKadosh Baruch Hu acts with truth. He has mercy on them on the side of correctness and judgment. So Yaakov people are what we call in Yiddish Vayla mention. Yaakov people are the type of person that if you call them up and say, oh my gosh, my son just told me that he has a trip and I totally didn't realize and he's supposed to take lunch and I don't have anything to give him. Would you have a slice of bread? You will get one slice of bread. You're not getting a choice. You're not getting a slice of bread with something on the side. You are getting one slice of bread. They are extremely correct and just. They're also the type of people you can always rely on. They are people that don't owe anybody money, and they don't buy things they can't afford, and they don't speak Lashon Hara about you when you're sitting in a circle and you get up to leave. You can feel comfortable with Yaakov people. If you're making a bar mitzvah and it's called for 7:45, there will be 3 groups of people there, your family, the photographer, and the Yaakov people. They are honest, they're reliable, they're dependable, they're sincere, they're principled, they're ethical, they're consistent, solid, loyal, diligent. You might also look down at them. They are not what I call glitter people. In Project AOK, this program that I run with my students, one of the lessons is that I tell them that they have to talk about a talent that they have. And they freak out. You want me to talk about a talent that I have? And I say, well, that depends. Do you think that you have this talent? Or do you recognize that it's a gift that Hashem gave you and he expects you to serve him with this talent? And there are 2 types of people. There are the glitter people, and their talents are very shiny and beautiful, and they can sing and they can dance and they can draw, and they usually have long lashes and are beautiful. And then there are the glue girls, and we need glue just as much as we need glitter. And perhaps they're amazing at organizing, or they have so much patience with babies. So Yaakov people have traits that we need to learn from. Yaakov people show up consistently. Yaakov people don't veer from what's important to them. And I wonder, do every one of us have a Yaakov trait? Something that is so important that no matter what, we won't veer from? My daughter Bela is 9, and she got for her birthday a gift card to the ice cream house, which is an absolutely fantastic birthday gift. And I was thrilled, and I'm like, Bela, this is great. We're going to go together. Oh, no, Mom, I'm going with my friend. Excuse me. Okay. So she calls her friend on Sunday, and her friend is not available. I'm like, I'm available. Oh, no, she doesn't want to go with her mother. She wants to go with her friend. So we wait for the next Sunday. Her friend is still not available. Finally, the 3rd Sunday, her friend is available. So her mother drops off this little girl. And I go to the car and I say, thanks so much for driving all the way out. Bela was so excited. She was holding on to this gift card. She didn't want me to go with her to the ice cream house. She only wanted to go with her friend. And her mother says, ice cream house? Oh, no. My daughter cannot go to the ice cream house. So I was like, it's the kosher one. So she says, no, we don't do ice cream. Ice cream is something that needs to be earned. We don't just go to the ice cream house for no reason. And I thought she was nuts. And then I realized I want my daughter to be friends with a girl like this. You know why? Because my daughter has 4 pairs of slippers. She has her Crocs, she has her loafers, she has her sandals, she has, right, the pool slippers. She has them all. And this girl probably has 1 pair of slippers. Why shouldn't my daughter learn from that trait? So Yaakov people, they're not glitter, but they're glue and they're solid and we need them. You know, I wonder if the DMV came out with a new law that instead of having on your license plate just like random numbers and letters, what if the only way to identify your car was on your license plate if you had to write one trait that you were very disciplined in, that you would not veer from, that this was your trait and this was your car. And everybody knew you from this Yaakov trait. I remember discussing this once with a group of people, and there was a teenager who turns to her mother and she's like, that's so easy. I said, really? What would your mother's license plate read? And she says, it would read spotless. And I'm thinking to myself, really? That's what you take out of your mother's being? That she's spotless? But then I realized, Shavi, stop judging, and maybe like this is her avodah. Maybe she really struggled with it and she's arrived and she's come to a place of being spotless, and maybe it's just something that she could be proud of. But I think it gives us like some food for thought. Like, what is our one Yaakov trait? Something to think about. And Hashem loves Yaakov people because Hashem is just and truthful, and so are they. So I was once at a play, it was Rachel's play, and we're getting really annoyed because 2 rows behind us, there's a group of women and they don't stop talking, right? And I'm like, this is not a concert where it's okay for you to talk while they're singing. This is a play. We need to hear. And of course, we don't have front row seats. We're like all the way up there. So you really need to like focus and concentrate, right? So the people around me were like, shh, like they're shushkening them. They're getting really upset. And I turned to the person sitting next to me and I'm like, 1 second. I know those people. Those are Yaakov people. Yaakov people don't talk during a play. So I said, I'm going to go find out what's going on. So she's like, nothing's going on, Shavi. Stay in your seat. I'm like, no, I wonder if something's going on. So I'm in the middle row and I'm like, excuse me, right? I have to go past all the people. I go up 2 rows and then I start with my excuse me's again, move in to where they're sitting. And I said, is everything okay? And this one woman looks at me and she says, no, actually, it's not okay. I think my friend is feeling really, really sick. I think we have to call Hatzalah. She feels like she can't breathe. She feels like she's going to pass out. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll help you out. So I go down all those flights of stairs, right? I'm going down all those steps, go to the front. I call Hatzalah. The guard is standing there. He hears and he's like, what's going on? I said, no, there's just a woman that's not feeling well. So I just, I called an ambulance. Before I know it, he dials 911. A few minutes later, the entire fire department shows up and they come in with their heavy gear in the middle of the play and they start trooping up all those steps because we are all the way on top. The funniest thing is that they were like, they wanted to take her to the hospital and she's like, no, I'm feeling much better. And they're like, well, this is not a good seat. You need to be near, an exit and someplace where, so she's like, okay. So they take her all the way down. She gets a front row seat and we're like, lovely. Okay. And she keeps on turning around and like waving to us. Wonderful, wonderful. So you're all the way down there. We're up here. But the point of the story is that these are people that they do the right thing. And it's easy to look down at them, especially if we're not like that. And we expect a loaf of bread when we ask for a slice of bread, And it's very different, this character trait of Hashem, this attribute of mercy, than the rest of it. The rest of them were like really, really hard. And here it's like honing in on a very specific type of people. Which brings us to Midah Yud Aleph, kindness to Avram. Those who go beyond the boundaries of their obligation, as did Avram Avinu, Hashem also treats them beyond the boundaries of the law. Hashem does not exact from them the full extent of his justice, even in the correct way. He treats them even better than that, as they themselves behave. This is kindness to Avram. HaKadosh Baruch Hu acts with benevolence towards those who are like Avram in their behavior. So, last summer, I desperately needed a ride for my daughter into the city. And it was early in the morning and it was midweek and nobody in my place, even though I'm in a big place, nobody was going in. I reached out to a friend who was in a nearby bungalow colony, and I said, Malki, can you post in your chat if anybody's going in? So she calls me and she says, I posted on my chat and nobody's going in. I have a question. Did you only want people from my colony? Because I'm happy to reach out to people from other bungalow colonies. That's chesed l'Avraham. Most people would be like, no, I'm so sorry, good luck, and then forget about it. She didn't stop until she helped me find a ride. Real chesed is for the other person, not what works for me, but what works for them. I have this wonderful friend, Tehila, and she runs something called a Hugamach, Hug. And she says that she has always wanted to give, and she can't give financially, and she looked into it, and she read up on the benefits of hugs.
Oh, bad.
Right? Isn't that cool? So she will, ask, are you up for a hug? And first time I met her, I was like, she's like, no, I run a Hugamach. I'm like, oh, okay, let's try it. So she says, I'm giving you a heads up. The benefits really work when the hug is a little bit longer. I'm like, okay, I could do long hugs. So we come in for this beer hug. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Okay, we're done. Oh, we're still here. Okay, awkward, right? And then I'm like, actually, this is nice. And we stood there as she gave me a hug, and I was able to relax and sink into it and really feel her love. And I met her recently, and she's like, are you up for another hug? I'm like, totally. Can we go around the corner all the way down there where nobody can see us, But that's chesed. I want to so badly. What can I do? What can I do for Hashem's children? You know what? People will be people, but who do we want to be? Who do we want to emulate? What do we want to achieve?